Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Adventures of one obsessed nutrition coach on a mission to create a world where food makes us better. Today's Monday, guys, and probably a huge part of you, a huge number of you starting working from home. And for a lot of you, it might be, as we talked before, an unusual situation. And what I noticed from a lot of my clients, a lot of people I talk to about the lifestyle and about difficulties that they're going through, is a lot of people tend to now watch more TV, go to bed later, to wake up later because people didn't know what to do with all this time now. You can't do that much, and it's a blessing in disguise, guys, because it makes you think about what are the things that you actually want to be doing with your time. Like for me personally, it doesn't matter how early I wake up, there is always something to do. I'm excited to start every day. Like there is always a book on my subject to read, people to listen to, something to learn, explore, research something for my clients, research something about nutrition, about our food system, work on my public speaking, on my storytelling skills, or watch a certain documentary that I've always wanted to watch but never had the time, a documentary that will educate me about something or tell me something about the world, something that I'm curious about. Or maybe I can start practicing dancing that I've wanted to do for a while, and you can do it at home. There are so many online classes now. There is like huge variety. Everyone is going online and going live, and um, Zoom is super crowded these days. So anyhow, guys, if you are having troubles finding things to occupy your time and you start feeling a little bit bored, a lot of creative, successful people say that boredom is the first step to finding your thing, to finding what you actually want to dedicate your life to. What's your mission? What's your calling? First, you gotta get bored, and then you gotta notice, what do you feel like doing when you get bored? And little by little, you will uncover your true self, the one that was buried underneath all these meetings, all these commitments, all these things you gotta do. Well, now you don't have to do a lot of things. A lot of things eliminated them for a while. We don't know how long, but that's the case. And so now you actually have the time to discover, to learn again who you actually are, what you like, and maybe this, crisis we are all in, it might actually work for you. You might actually have a chance to discover who you really are, what you care about, and how to start doing more of that. In this crisis, no better chance to start new, start again. And again, boredom is the first step. Getting bored is the first step to figuring out what it is you actually like to occupy your time with, like what it is you love to be doing. And now you have all this time. Or maybe you can also take this time to finally realign your lifestyle and your habits to your aspirations. So maybe now is the time to organize your meals. You always wanted to organize them, to create those habits. Then when this is all over and you have all this business again, all these meetings and commitments and stuff, so you already have a foundation of good habits. With my clients, we taking a little bit more time to work on the most challenging things, because now they have the time, they have the energy, they have less commitments. And so now together we are working through habits. For somebody, it's sleep. For somebody, it's intermittent fasting. For somebody, it's not eating out different, sugars or added oils or whatever they can add to different foods outside. So now it's taking the chance to figuring out those details that were in the way of us making the best possible choices, figuring them out, rebuilding them. So when everything starts again, we have this foundation of habits that we always wanted to have. So today is a very short episode, and it's all about taking this time, and instead of watching binge watching Netflix, guys, you're probably gonna get old. How much can you watch it? Like a week, and then what? We'll probably have a couple of months of this. So at some point, you'll get bored of Netflix too. And so don't start drinking. That's not the time for that. Some people, especially guys, tend to drink too many beers. Uh, Instead, actually, don't be afraid to get bored and start engaging more with your hobbies. Maybe you always wanted to try playing a musical instrument. Maybe you've always wanted to learn a language. At some point, we're going to start travel again, and you can take all the classes you want online with speakers, with native speakers all around the world. Maybe learn about the country where you want to live or work or travel often. And then once this is all over, you can go there, or speaking that language of that country, of that place. So, the message of today is use the time to rediscover yourself, to figure out who you really are. Who you really are underneath all this business and commitments and all this stuff that you gotta do that you don't have to do now. So figure out who you are, what you want, what you care about, what you'd like your life to look like. Figure it out. And now that you have so much time on your hands, do some of that, all of that. Rediscover yourself, indulge in being your true self, instead of, I don't know, getting on somebody's nerves because you're all cramped in one apartment, in one space, and everybody's at home. Instead of doing that, just spend more time inside, rediscovering yourself, discovering food you like, music you like, habits you'd like to have, the kind of person you'd like to show up. There are so many things you can rediscover about yourself. So forget your that old busy self and rediscover your true self, the one that you like to be, if not for the rest of your life, but um, for the foreseeable future. So that's your homework for today, guys. Instead of watching Netflix, or whatever else behaviors you could be doing that don't really bring a lot of value into your life, and you don't really enjoy it that much, to be honest, probably, right? So instead of doing that, rediscover yourself, figure out who you are, what you want, what you truly like, what you'd like to commit your life to, and start getting bored, start doing things that you love, and work more on your healthy habits that you've always wanted to work more of. And if you need any advice on nutrition and healthy lifestyle, healthy habits, fitness, how to bring all of it together to build a new version of you, reach out and we'll talk about it. Share this episode with anyone who's having troubles figuring out what to do with their time. So here is the recipe what to do. Sure, share this episode of this podcast with one another person. Thank you guys. Have an awesome day, an awesome week. We're gonna speak again tomorrow. But till then, as usual, eat better daily.